Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. Good evening. So I am doing another episode. It's actually 444 angel number, and that angel number, not to deflect you, that means protection. The universe is protecting you, but also angel signs and symbols that involve angel numbers 444 are indications that you are being tested by the universe. You are being called to show and use your strength. What? I'm telling you, divine timing. The reason why I'm getting hyped over this is because literally that's what I'm about to talk about. It's like being tested by God. Wild. Anyway, so this episode is called The Wilderness, and I'm going to talk about what it means to have a wilderness experience. So, and I'm talking about it because I'm literally personally going through it and was just feeling like heavy, like a lot of stuff. It's like that feeling of you know what you want and you have these goals or something that you're trying to attain, and you can feel it in your heart and your soul that it's near, but at the same time, you can't really see where it's at, and you don't know how long it's going to take to get there. And you're in this space where you can feel like things of your past are gone, but you can see your future, but you can't get there. And you just feel kind of not necessarily lost, but you feel like you're losing more than you're gaining. And that could be, that's actually a good thing, because that means that you're shedding the things that you don't need, and that could potentially cause a blockage for you to receive the blessings that God has for you in the future that you're trying to reach. So I'm going to tell you what I found online as far as the question is, what does it mean to have a wilderness experience? So a wilderness experience is usually thought of as a tough time in which a believer endures discomfort and trials. The pleasant things of life are unable to be enjoyed, or they may be absent altogether, and one feels a lack of encouragement. A wilderness experience is often a time of intensified temptation and spiritual attack. It can involve a spiritual, financial, or emotional drought. Having a wilderness experience is not necessarily a sign that a believer is sinning. Rather, it is a time of God-ordained testing. A wilderness experience is often linked to a mountaintop experience. That is, the struggle follows a success of some kind. The period of trial comes on the heels of a period of accomplishment or achievement. So, I wonder if I should just dive into that part, or let's talk about that part first. So definitely can attest to that. Like, it's a time when you feel like you're getting tested, like especially during this time, because we are still in Mercury retrograde, like until the 18th, till Monday. So you might experience a lot of technology issues, communication issues. You're feeling like a lot of things are just falling apart rather than coming together. And for me, it feels like that feeling when you what it feels like? It's definitely a tower moment. I don't know if you've heard of that, but I can explain that in a couple of minutes. But it's almost like a moment where you're falling and you're trying to catch something to hold you, and you just can't catch it. You can't catch whatever will help you, and you just keep falling, and you can't even see where you're falling to. But you can feel yourself falling into something, and you don't know what you're necessarily falling into. And your faith is the thing that you have to help you while you're falling, to know that wherever you're going, it must be better than where you are right now. And to believe in yourself and believe in God, to spread your wings, to fly to wherever it is that he's, like where you're being pushed to. Because tower moment is basically being pushed off the tower. So you're being pushed by the universe into unknown territory, into an unknown experience. And the only thing that you have to take with you during that experience is faith in yourself and faith in God. And those things are the things that will ignite the fire in you and the faith in you to spread your wings to fly. So, and it's definitely, it feels like a God-ordained test, because like they always say, the teacher is silent during the test. So you feel like a lot of the times, like I know it's like constant praying and like asking God, like what's really good? Like what is going on? Why is this happening? Why, like for me, I've been applying for jobs and I had an interview or two, but it didn't go far. And so it's like, either way, I'm still putting in applications and stuff, and I'm not rushing it, because at the same time, I have this intuitive feeling that I have to wait at least till the end of this semester, because this semester has been really heavy with work, and it would be hard for me. It wouldn't be impossible, because I can do whatever I put my mind to, but it would be probably harder for me to learn a new job and go through the new job process while juggling these 2 jobs that I already have and trying to finish this semester. So to get back on track, I don't feel like I'm off track, but the wilderness experience. So it's definitely, like I was saying, the testing, I'm sorry. So they say like the teacher is always silent during the test. So usually God is silent. So, but at the same time, you will see subtle things. And I think I've been saying it, how, like I said in the beginning, I saw 444 as soon as I started this podcast. And again, this is not even a normal day that I would record, but something in me told me to look this up, and something in me told me to just talk about this. So God is usually silent during the test, but sometimes your angels or your ancestors or God will instruct them to send you signs that you're on the right path. So that was a sign, like seeing 444, the angel numbers, seeing those synchronicity numbers consistently. Also today, I saw a couple of times I saw white butterflies in my ear, like coming by me. And that's a symbol of purity and that you're on the right path and that new beginnings are coming. So when you're going through this God-ordained test, you just have to believe in yourself that you're doing the right thing, look for the signs, and keep going and finish the test, because God would never put you in a space to hurt you. It's to help you grow. So, and it's linked to a mountaintop experience. So usually when you do get through the wilderness, when you come out of it, you're going to achieve the things and get the things that you've been praying for. But it also 9.9 times out of 10, it's going to exceed your desires. It's going to be more than you imagine and bigger than what you even dreamed of, because that's how God works. So if you're in this wilderness experience like I am, just stay encouraged. It's easy, believe me, to feel a lack of encouragement and to feel temptation and feel like you are under a spiritual attack, because you are under a spiritual attack, because you're the evil spirits, or like those who are against you, they don't want you to get through, because they know what's going to be on the other side, and that you're about to get into some really big manifestations for yourself that's going to put you even higher up, like a mountaintop experience. You're going to be to the top of the mountain, and you're going to be even more untouchable. And through that experience, one would hope that you take that experience to be humble and appreciate what you gain at the end, and use it for the greater good. So, like I said, if you're having this type of wilderness experience, stay strong, but also ask for help if you need it. Talk to somebody. You can talk to me if you want to, but keep going, because it's just a test to see if you really want what you're praying for and what you're manifesting for yourself. So, and try while you're in the wilderness experience, don't question God as to why me, and more so why is this happening, in the sense of what can I do to make myself better? What do I need to be learning from this? What am I being tested on? Something in me must need to be shedded. Maybe jealousy, or just you still holding on to resentment or anger from something. I was listening to the Black Girl Experience podcast, which is really great. She has a lot of great episodes, and I definitely commend her because she puts out episodes like every day, I think. And it was talking about, what was it? What was the name of it? Hold on. Sorry. I don't know. It was called Make Peace. So it was like forgiveness. And it was about forgiving yourself for making mistakes that now you know that you've grown from experiences, that you'll make better choices. Forgive others, even if you feel like, they don't deserve it. Do it for you versus for them, to clear yourself. I always tell you, pack light. Like, don't hold on to the things from the past. Karma will come. Best believe, karma doesn't miss. So, but it's also, karma is not for you to always witness. And having peace in your heart, knowing that, yes, this person may have done you wrong or done something to you, but you're bigger than them. You're lighter than them. Like, you carry so much light that God's like, don't even worry about that. I got that. Like, just keep going, because you're about to go, pushing you forward, because you're going to greater. You're on the other side. The grass is greener on the other side. Go over there. Go where you're going to be loved, taken care of, and appreciated. You don't need to even worry about what that person's going through, because that's not your business anymore. You've done your work with them, what I wanted you to do with them. I hope that didn't get blocked out. Sorry. And so, yeah, just taking the experience for what it is, and not to give up, and to like try to learn from it as much as you can. So the other part of it that I want to read. Okay. So in a wilderness experience, a believer may struggle simply to survive from day to day. Financial, material, physical, or emotional burdens may press on him or her. The flesh cries out for relief. The believer is forced to wait on the Lord, find God's peace and joy in the midst of trouble, and through it all mature in his walk with Christ. Paul offers this encouragement for those who have this treasure in jars of clay. I don't know what that means. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. We always carry around in our body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be revealed in our body. The reason for these trials, Paul says, is to show that this is all surpassing power is from God and not from us. Because a lot of times when I listen to another podcast, Jerry Flowers, great podcast. He had a really great episode the last time. But the thing he talks about is how God will use the storms that comes in our lives, or like this wilderness experience, to work. He'll use you to show how good he is, in the sense of, in this experience, you might lose people along the way, or like people who are friends or family or whatever might turn on you, or you'll feel like you're not getting the support that you have given to other people. And those people, if they turn their back on you or whatever. Sorry, my alarm went off, so I got cut off. So if they turn their back on you, you'll feel like, just again, like in the wilderness. But God uses those experiences to show what he can do, and how those same people who might view you like as less than, or like, oh, he or she is not they're not doing anything with their life, or their life is going downhill, when in actuality it's just God is getting rid of all the things that you don't need to make way for all the blessings. And he's going to use your life and your experience to show just how great he is. So the point of that wilderness experience is God always is going to use any experience, even things that are sent to destroy you, to build you up, build your character, and show just how great he is and how nothing can come to destroy your purpose and what God has for you. Nobody and nothing can destroy that. Nobody can deter that. Nobody can take it away from you. What God has for you is for you, and there's nothing that can to override that. And having the faith in that should give you the positivity and the drive to just keep going, because you know that God is not gonna leave you behind, and is using this experience for the greater good of you and your life. So the wilderness is an unpleasant place, fleshly speaking. We naturally want prosperity, health, and easy going. But the same God who created the garden also created the wilderness. There will be times of trial and pressure. Our faith will be tested, but the God of grace will meet us even in the wilderness. Missionary Amy Carmichael knew this truth. Bare heights of loneliness. A wilderness whose burning winds sweep over glowing sands. What are they to him? Even there, he can refresh us. Even there, he can renew us. So, again, it's like God made the garden just like he made their wilderness. So God makes the good just as much as God makes these experiences. He knows already that we're going to go through this wilderness experience. He's using it to build us up and to make us into the person that he sent you here to be. He's helping you to fulfill the purpose that your soul promised to fulfill before coming into the human form. We all sign a soul contract to fulfill your destiny, fulfill your purpose, and it's usually tied to helping others. So God already knows your whole story from beginning to end. And the wilderness, you're not gonna, there's no way anybody's gonna come to earth and just have an easygoing life all the time. Like, otherwise, how would you fulfill the purpose? Because the purpose comes from, usually it's the wilderness that helps you live your life versus the garden. Because when it's the garden, it's easy to become complacent and to become I don't know how to describe it. I guess just ungrateful in a sense, or just feeling like, you know how it is. Like when life is going good, like I got my bills are paid, my money, I'm doing my thing, whatever the case may be. And then it's always something, something has to happen. And that usually comes to kind of snap you back into reality of, what you're here to do, and to stay on task, and to make sure you're fulfilling your purpose, and to make sure that you are doing what needs to be done as a responsible adult. So what it said, bare heights of loneliness, a wilderness whose burning winds sweep over glowing sands. What are they to him? Okay. So even in the wilderness, God can refresh you, God can renew you, and God can still shape you into the man or woman that he wants you to be, and to help you fulfill your purpose. So never look at the wilderness as and it's easy to get there. Believe me, like I said, I'm currently going through that, where it's easy to feel like, all right, did I mess up? Like, did I make a mistake? Am I doing something wrong? Why am I putting in all this effort and it's not coming about to what I'm thinking it should be? And that's where you have to remember that it's not always, you can manifest and dream and want and desire so many things, but in the end, it's the way that God has written it out to be that's going to be. So you have to just learn to let go and let God take control, and just keep praying, keep meditating and manifesting the good for your life, only the good things, and stay strong. You've been through the wilderness before, and you've survived. And just try to remember what it felt like and what it was like in the end, and like how you have, because I know you had that, because I've had that moment where you're like, dag, that's why all this happened. Like I talk about it all the time, like how from the beginning, like a whole year of applying for jobs and like feeling like every month it was something else, and everything, it was just bad after bad after bad after bad. And then literally in December, like the end of the year, all the things that I had been praying for came within a week of each other. And it took me a couple of months to even really like realize what had happened, like realize that literally all these things that I prayed for, cried for, was angry about not getting, and seeing other people getting and stuff like that, and just feeling like, what else do you want from me? Like Tyrese, what else do you want from me? So, you get to that space, but then you realize that like, okay, that's why I couldn't get it then, because it was being prepared. Remember, like I was talking about, I think the last episode, that tweet that someone had shared about the coming into the restaurant, ordering your food, and other people around you getting served before you, and the waiter tells you that the chef is preparing something specially for you that takes time, and when your food comes out, everyone is amazed by what you got, because it exceeded what you ordered, and the chef personally knows you and knows your heart and prepared you something special. So just know that the wilderness experience is like you waiting for your meal to be prepared. All right, so I was interrupted again, this time by a phone call. I'm about to hurry up because clearly, they don't want this message to get out, but we're going to get it out anyway. So, in conclusion, the wilderness experience, it's tough, but don't forget it's linked to the mountaintop experience. And the struggle that you're going through right now, it'll be a lesson that you can look back on, but also it'll be an experience to build your character, to test you and show you how strong you are, more than you even knew, and to get you to the next level. And don't worry about what you have to leave behind, because there's going to be greater things at the top for you. So just keep your faith in you, keep your faith in God. No matter how hard it is, don't give up. Stay resilient. Keep going. And remember, it's an experience. It's not a lifetime. And it's a temporary. Remember, time is an illusion. So what feels long to us is literally not even that long to God. And it'll all work out in the end. So just keep praying on it. Write down your feelings and stuff. And just know that it's all for your greater good. And you'll appreciate it in the end, and you'll see what's at the mountaintop, and I'm sure it'll exceed whatever you're desiring right now. So I'm gonna end this episode before somebody else interrupts. But I hope that this resonated with somebody, and that it was a good word, because definitely, like I said, I was just kind of called to do this episode. And thank you for listening. My name is Chanel. I'm the host of Black Hippie Lounge. And I hope you have a good rest of the week. And yeah, enjoy.